Okay. It's Monday afternoon. We got a selectmen's workshop, and should be here. Well, we've got an executive, workshop at Bangor Savings about our payroll, possibly changing over to payroll. So with that, go ahead, Dallas.
All right. Thank you, Howard. So I'll quickly just lay out an agenda, kind of the things we'll talk about and discuss today. So first, obviously you can see my screen over there. So I'm going to give you a high-level overview of the system from the employee side of things. That's what we'll start with in a moment here. And then I'll switch over to the admin side of things and just kind of show you guys high-level what the system looks like, what it can do. We like for this to be conversational, so please ask questions or stop me as I'm going through if you have a specific question on something. So we'll run through that. I think it'll probably take us 45 minutes, maybe to an hour, to do both the employee side and the admin side to show you guys that. And then I've got some pricing to walk you guys through. Is it okay to share the pricing with everybody here today?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. And then I also just have a documents list that shows, like, if you guys did want to move forward, here's kind of the information that we would need. So if we've got time, we can run through that. If not, I can email it to you guys afterwards.
Okay, great.
All right. Okay, so I'll jump right into it here. So first here, this is an employee demo. So Josh is this demo employee, and in this situation, Josh has just been hired by the company, so this is his welcome message here. So can you guys read that? I'm sure it's probably pretty small from
Yep.
your side. Okay.
You're good.
So yeah, this welcome message here was pushed out to from the admin to the new hire Josh, just welcoming him to the team, reminding Josh to go download his app and to start his onboarding checklist. So this is the employee dashboard. I'm going to kind of speak to this more in a moment here, but I first want to come open my checklist because in this situation, I've just been hired. I need to complete my new hire paperwork. So I pull up my checklist here, and so this checklist can be customized for however you guys need to for a new hire. So the first thing that it can do is embed videos. Are you guys currently having any new hires watch any videos today, like sexual harassment training or anything really?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, yep. So that's just a piece of it. Obviously you don't need to use videos if you don't have them or use them, but after that, we really get into all the different pieces of paperwork that you guys are having new hire sign off on today. So in this demo here, we've got an employee handbook. So if there's a form that needs to be signed off on, just to kind of show you what that looks like, you can come in here. We would get a copy of each piece of paperwork. So this employee handbook here, this is just kind of the front of it, but you could have the entire handbook in here. Once you've read it, you click this sign button, and you use the employee uses their password that they use to create their system to sign off. It then comes back to the admin and is stored electronically, so you've got a copy of that signed employee handbook. The next couple things are the I-9s and the W-4s. This is probably more up your alley, I think. So as you can see here, it looks like a paper I-9 that employees would have filled out. The nice part about it is if I'm going through here and let's say I think I have filled everything out as it should be, if I click submit and I haven't filled out the required fields, the system does yell at you and tell you which pieces that do need to be filled out. So that's nice. Any questions on the I-9 there?
Does it allow for uploading of the IDs and documents necessary?
It does. Yep. And you can speak to this a little bit too, but there's still a requirement by the Department of Labor to have a paper copy, unless you can go on, I forget the name of the website, but you can essentially make yourself an e-verify employer so that if you wanted to, we can make it so we can accept the electronic copies of like the licenses or passports and things like that. Yep. Good question. And then same thing with the W-4. This one doesn't look like the paper W-4, but it's going to ask for all that same same information and also have the red asterisks next to the required fields. So employees come down, select their filing status, their withholding information, and they submit that to their admin. It then gets saved right into payroll, so there's not any manual re-entry of that information needed to be double inputted into your payroll system. And then same thing on the direct deposit. So same idea with direct deposit here. New hires could come in here. They could add multiple direct deposits if they wanted to. Just come over and click add. And you also can get a little specific on how employees want their direct deposits. Do you have any employees that have multiple direct deposits, or is everyone?
Yes.
You do? Okay. Yeah.
Up to 3.
Okay, yeah, perfect. I don't think we have a limit as far as the number of direct deposit accounts, but you can indicate how you would like to split that up here, enter the routing and account number information. Once that all gets pushed through, it's then in payroll, in your payroll system from there. And then the last piece of this is benefit elections. So I know you guys said there's not a ton of employees that are enrolling in the benefits, right? I think it was just a small handful. Is that right, Julie?
Yes, sir.
Yep. So the benefits piece of it, you'll see when I show pricing later, it is its own module and it's an a la carte basis. You can choose to go with it or not. But if you had the benefit module, essentially the new hires would have this piece here, and we would gather your enrollment forms for the upcoming year. You can put an instruction message in here, letting them know kind of what they're getting into as far as the benefits. They then come down through, select if it's going to be just covering themselves or if they're going to be covering a spouse or child, anything like that. We then would have the plan information loaded in here electronically so they can kind of see it here at a high level view. Or if they click this review plan here, it'll be a little bit more in-depth so they can see what their copay would be, their deductibles, things like that. And then once they decide which one they want to go with, they would select that. They're going to have a running total on the top right here, showing them their total payroll deductions for the benefits that they choose.
They still want to fill out name municipal's paperwork.
I believe so, yeah.
Because you either refuse it or won't keep it, one way or the other. And
Right.
they-
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so I just wanted to show this, I guess, to
Yeah.
show you the capabilities, but I know that we don't want to make things more complicated, obviously, so I did make 2 different proposals, one with benefits on it, one without benefits, because I knew that
Okay.
before time. But
Thank you.
this is kind of, yeah, of course, this is kind of what the process looks like. They can choose to decline, dental in this situation if they wanted to. So yeah, we would gather all that if you had this module, and then they would have their total of the deductions for what they've chosen, and then it's all loaded into the system. Admin doesn't have to re-enter the payroll deductions for each employee. So that's kind of the new hire onboarding piece. I'm going to skip back to the dashboard here and kind of touch on some of the different capabilities within here. So obviously I'm on a desktop, so this is what it looks like if employees are logging in on a desktop, but we have an app as well. Everything's just kind of more on top of each other versus this view you're seeing here on the computer. But here's kind of all the different things the employees have access to. I'm going to start with accruals and requesting time. So I know you guys had 2 different buckets of time off. So if an employee is looking to request some time off, they come over here, request whichever bucket, if that's earned paid leave or the other one, can't remember the name of the other one you guys used.
Vacation.
Vacation, yep. So they would come in here, whichever bucket they want to draw their PTO from, select it. If it's going to be a full day, multiple days, they can kind of choose that. They can put a comment in there if they want to have a comment up to their supervisor about what the time might be used for. Obviously select the date. We'll just say next Monday. They submit that. The admin then will get a bell notification, email notification saying that, this employee Josh has requested time off. If it gets approved, his time would automatically be deducted from his balance that he can see in real time over here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
that's kind of the process of requesting time off from the employee side. The announcements tab here, admins can push announcements out through the system. In this example here, there's just new gym memberships available, so obviously that can be whatever announcement you might want to make. And then under My Pay, here's where employees can view their pay stubs. And remind me today, how does that work? Like if an employee wants to get their pay stub, or like are you having to maybe print it off for them?
They are printed off and they are dispersed every week.
Okay.
Because there still, as we talked the last time, there are a few still live people.
Yes, that's right. Okay. Yep. So if the employee wants to download our app or log in through their desktop, they could also view their pay stub electronically. They would go over here.
If they view their pay stub online, can they opt not to have it printed out?
They can, absolutely. Yep, absolutely. So here's the kind of the 3 most recent pay stubs, but if you click the pay statement button here, I know that's probably pretty small up there, but this is a very detailed pay stub view from gross to net with all deductions, year-to-date totals. So this can be useful if an employee is at the bank trying to get a loan, they need that quick proof of income. They can just pull it up on their phone, download it, email it to themselves, send it to the bank they might be working with. So that is the pay stub from the employee side. And then I'll touch on the clock piece of it here also. So here, if you guys used our time system, here is kind of what that looks like. Employees could click clock in. And I know we talked about geofencing too, so that could be built in so the system wouldn't actually allow them to clock in unless they're inside that geofence. And then Julie, I know you also mentioned there are some employees that maybe work across different departments. So we would work with you guys to get that list of departments, of course, and then how it works is there's this transfer button here where we'd have it built for obviously your departments. This is just some random demo examples, but you can switch between those different departments throughout the day, and if there's different rates of pay associated with those different departments, the system knows how to calculate that.
So question for you.
Yeah.
On the geo fencing issue,
Yeah.
we have fire department members that they go straight from home
Yep.
directly to the scene.
Right.
How do they clock in without having to drive to the fire department first?
Yeah, so I think geofencing only works for like different scenarios. Like for the fire department, I don't know if geofencing would work, but we can geofence specific offices, and I think maybe so like only those employees that work at those offices are required to be geofenced. But yeah, to your point, like I don't know if geofencing would be the best option for a fire department.
You can configure it so if an employee is listed as fire department, then the geofence
Just doesn't apply.
to them, yeah.
Okay.
So you can customize it by employee type or department or whatever.
Okay.
Makes sense.
And then if an employee comes in and wanted to look at their timesheet for the week, this is kind of what that could look like. So you can see their from punches, to punches, their total hours for that day. Again, their departments would be listed here that we would set up for you guys, and then they can also put notes in for each day if they wanted to. So that is kind of what that looks like. And then a question comes up sometimes like what happens if an employee forgets to punch out. A couple different ways we can do that. They can do a change request right here. So if they click change request, let's say I forgot to clock out yesterday. Click add punch out, type in the time where I should have punched out, whatever that is, and I can put a comment in there, submit that up, goes up to my admin, and if it's approved, it's automatically pushed into their time card. Any specific questions or thoughts on the time system? I know this would be obviously a big change from what you guys are doing today with time. Are you thinking the time part of this would be like too much of a reach, or like do you think this could be something that would work for you guys? See some nodding.
With the geofencing, I can see it
Okay.
for like this building and people that are working up to the firehouse, it's when they go on call or they leave their house to go to a fire, that's where the issue would come in.
Okay, yeah, understood.
But if they weren't under the geofencing for that,
If they went to the firehouse and checked in and got their gear or whatever and headed out, that's another issue. I mean, that's another situation.
right, but if they have keep their gear with them
Yeah, I don't know.
and go straight, or do they go to the fire
Do or don't,
department?
I don't know.
We used to, I'm not sure now, because they have all the, I believe all their gears right up there,
Yeah,
so.
Oh, okay, so yeah, they could punch in when they're there and,
Well, another thing is that you said last time we met, we could set up tablets.
Yep.
Where you can go in, have a certain code for people, punch in and punch out that way. Do you
Yep.
think that would work for the fire department? Have like tablets on the trucks? So if they're going to a fire scene, then they have that ability to clock in and clock out once they get to the fire or once they're leaving their house or
yeah,
whatever.
one problem though,
As
they're
soon as they
thinking
get
of
to
one
the
thing
station.
when they go to the fire.
True.
And that, the fact that say, oh, wait just a minute, I gotta punch in,
Yeah, It was
it's not
just a
gonna
thought.
work.
just a thought.
but I mean, if,
Yeah.
I'm just thinking biometric, because then it's just a quick, and they're out.
Yeah.
Because some firefighters geographically, the firefighter might be closer to the situation, whereas to go to the station and to the situation would be a loss of time.
Yeah.
Unless if they're already doing that. If their equipment's all at the fire station,
Right.
then they're going there anyways.
So it's very configurable where if the action, despite the geofencing discussion, if the action of punching in itself doesn't align with going to a fire, right, that's at least their worries, right? You can.
They could
set it-
use the missed punch thing,
Exactly, so even for them, you.
and then the chief would have to approve it.
Yeah,
Right,
or
right.
just like Dallas in his demo,
That'd be his
he has full
accountability.
ability to enter in
Yeah,
total hours or just in and out. So if it made sense for the fireman to just the next day go in and say, I left at 6 o'clock and was done at 1 in the morning, then that's appropriate. They can have the full power to do that. And then everyone else that doesn't really align with their job, then those employees are punching in and punching out and going through that more.
Okay, but that would all be done under their login, so,
Yep.
okay.
Yep, so they could have different access levels, again, based on just on, if you're under the fire department, you can do different
Okay.
functions.
and that's just a really good discussion, like, to mention, when you guys go through our implementation process and work with our implementation team, there's a separate implementation, a couple trainings for payroll, a couple of implementation trainings for time specifically, so these are kind of the discussions that our team would have with you to understand what's gonna make the most sense for you guys and, streamline it as best that we could for you.
All right.
All right, so we'll go back out to the dashboard here. I won't go into everything, I mean, I think some of it's, pretty self-explanatory, but just know the employees can make changes that are pertinent to themselves, so, under my profile, they can make an address change if they, their address changed, or like cell phone number, email address, things like that. They can change their taxes, so if they get married in the middle of the year and they need to do a new W-4, they can do that through the system. Direct deposit, they can update that on the fly as well. And then W-2s, having the electronic copies of W-2s, they'd be able to come in here and get those once we process your first W-2.
So other than that, there's really no need to come in here at all. Really, when you look at it, if it's all electronic.
Yeah, what do you mean, like some of your employees, you're saying?
As far as checking in and getting their pay and everything else, like you said, unless they
Yeah.
gotta change something on them, there's
Yeah.
no need to come in here.
Yeah.
No need
Plus,
to come
there's
in
a record
and,
of every change that they make.
Yes.
No sticky notes saying change
No.
my
No.
W-4.
It's pretty clear cut.
Yeah.
But how do we get the hard copies for the personnel files? Because you've got to have it on record. If they change something, if we get caught and don't have it, that's a penalty by the labor department.
So would that also be the same thing if you were E-Verify?
having the electronic forms or the electronic records is compliant as far as storing those records. So their once in that example where Dallas was doing onboarding checklists and that W-4 gets sent over, the administrator approves it using payroll, that W-4 is stored in their personnel file within the system, and we'll be able to show you that once we get on the other
Because
side.
the personnel file is only supposed to be kept at one location, and it's nothing, you're not at our location, and somebody comes in and asks, I'm not trying to be,
No.
I'm just seeing these things that come up because it's happened to me in the past. And I know that the fire department keeps certain records there, and we're supposed to have a full set of the new hire from the I-9s on down. And if it's going through the system, we don't, so, I don't see how, just asking, how do we protect the town?
It is, as far as having an electronic copy, I do know that that is in compliance with the rules of storage. If you feel more comfortable, at that point, you can have the digital record and have that process,
Whatever
and then,
they say is law, so, just was asking,
Yeah.
because I know I have to send to Maine PERS the originals, and
Yeah.
to, as far as I know, to, the municipal as well.
Yeah, now, when you go into, when they enter something in this system, I take it all that information gets dispersed to the feds or the state or the insurance companies, whoever the case might be, right?
Yep, yeah, so we do all your new hire reporting and quarterly returns. So like the federal 941, Maine 941, Maine unemployment, Maine PFML, all the information that's required to be on those forms, we're generating that for you guys, sending that all in, doing those filings, making those tax payments on your behalf, yes. Yep.
Okay.
All right, well, I will jump over to the admin view.
And I've got to move, because I can't see it all
Okay.
from here.
No problem. So on the admin view here, obviously, it looks pretty similar to the employee side of things. They've just got more options. They can do more things in the system, right? So I'll start with onboarding. So if you guys had our new hire onboarding module that I kind of showed you from the employee side in the beginning, this is kind of what it looks like from the admin side when you do find a new hire that you want to move forward with. So you come over here to onboarding, and I'll just touch on checklists. So we talked last time about having different checklists for different sets of employees. So we could, get that built for you guys as far as which, fire department employees maybe have to fill out a bit of different forms than office employees or something like that. So we can build those different types of checklists in the system. But what you would first do is just come and click hire employee, and you're really just needing to enter in the information that they're not going to fill out themselves. So it's really just their name, their email, their position, of course, whatever their compensation would be, the tax information, they would fill out that on their side, as I showed you before. And then this part of the system is where you would select the type of role that they're going to have, and that's going to push the correct checklist to that employee. So they would get an email then, and all those forms that they need to fill out would be available for them to do either on their phone or on their computer through that process. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, that's the new hire onboarding piece of it from the admin side. So I'll just very quickly touch on benefits. If you guys did want to use our benefits module, just so you kind of have an understanding of what it looks like. So this benefits button here. So when open enrollment happens, you would have this this report here, this list that kind of shows all your employees, where they're at in their open enrollment status, if they've started, if they're in progress. And so you can kind of see in real time and keep track of all that right here. I think it's also a good time to mention any report in this system or any tile where you're seeing columns and rows, you can export. So if you hit this 3 dots here, export, you can export it to either Excel or PDF, and it just makes it a little bit easier to read. And if you want to print it off, other thing with benefits here is just the benefit census report. So you can have the running tally here of the benefit census report, and this is something, again, where you could put it into a PDF and email it out to MMA. But again, don't know if that's going to streamline things for you guys, is because you have to submit those paper copies to MMA today.
Right.
Okay, and let me touch on time. Let me also ask, so for when time is approved, do certain employees have a supervisor that approves maybe only a certain amount of employees, or is like Julie or one admin kind of approving everyone's time?
Department heads.
Department heads? Yep, okay. So yeah, just asking because we have different security profiles we can set, so those department heads, we could give access to timesheets, so they can't process payroll and see everything that like a full admin could, but they can approve time off requests, they can approve timesheets for just their employees. So under my mailbox here, this is kind of where I'm notified of any changes that employees are trying to make, whether that be a PTO request, a timesheet, so you can kind of have that running tally here of the different requests that your employees are having. There's a missing punches list, request management, that's for managing the different PTO requests that the supervisors would be looking at. And then if I just wanted to look at my timesheets for a given pay period, I can come in here, I can filter it if I wanted to look at prior timesheets or current timesheet, and I could even drill into current timesheets. That's not a good example.
I know, normally Josh is right.
I know, I didn't see it.
Search for, so we just hit that drop down right there. One right below it, drop down, and then we can search for Josh. That's a good example of how to search. Let's put in ID, not the name. Good go. Normally he's right at the top.
Here it is.
Yeah.
So this is the demo employee, just his specific timesheet for that week. So as the admin, obviously I have full access to look into this and make changes. So if it's easier for Josh to come, if he's gonna be in the office, just tell me like, oh, I was supposed to punch out at 5 last night. He can go into the app, into the system himself and, make that change, and then the admin could approve it, or the admin could just come in here and, put in on his time card that he should have punched out at 5. So that's the timesheet piece of it from the admin side. And PTO balances, we would work with you guys to get your PTO policy, get that all up to date, so you can always come in here and see what the balances are for employees as far as the amount of time off they currently have. And then there's also a nice shared time off calendar that the admins would be able to see. So I can see like Josh Bronson for this date earlier in the month had some time off. And then like Anne Hathaway and Ashley Nelson have some vacation coming up for later this week. So I assume that's something probably kind of on a paper or manual process for you guys currently. Is that right?
You can print that out for a month ahead,
Yeah. Hey, you can print it out, right? Yep.
just in case somebody said, well, I think the certain person's gonna take a vacation, but I don't know just when. You
Yep.
can find out from
It's
that.
got view yearly up there too.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, you can filter it by months or different dates.
Okay.
Yep. Absolutely. And then I'll touch on a couple other things before I go into payroll. So all of the quarterly returns that we would start to do for you if you onboarded with us, they would just be right here under tax documents. So we would make the filings for your all the different 941s and quarterly returns that are needed. And then once we send them in to the IRS and to the state, they're available right here under tax documents, and you can get them all from right there. And then I know Julie had given me different reports that are, that you guys are using quite a bit. So we also have this save reports option here, so we could put this on your home screen. So like the main PERS retirement report, any other reports that you're going to be using quite a bit that you want readily available, we can have those right here on your home dashboard. But the system can generate like any kind of payroll report you could imagine at any given time, really, and our team kind of helps you show you how to do that within the system.
Now, what happens, how quick is this system at the end of the year to send out the W-2s?
Yep, so generally we will send them out, first or second week, probably in January.
This year, we had them all mailed out by January 15th, I want to say, so.
Okay.
But electronic
Oh,
would,
yes.
yeah, no, that too, but.
Yeah, usually right around the same time.
Okay, so the employee will get a copy and the other copy, all the other reports will be sent to the state or the feds?
Yep.
At that point?
Yep, yeah, and the W-2, they can obviously get the electronic copy, but we would always also mail the paper copy to you guys. Yep. All right, so I will kind of get into the payroll processing and just kind of show you what that looks like at a high level overview, but again, I think it's good to mention the implementation process with our team is very in-depth, and they sit with you through the first 2 payrolls, really kind of hold your hand through the process of submitting the payroll. So most of those folks are in Bangor, so they meet with you through a Microsoft Teams call, have you share your screen, and kind of walk you through the payroll submission process.
Okay.
But essentially, you would come in here, click Process Payroll. We would have your upcoming pay periods listed right in the system. This is going to look a little wonky because my demo is a little behind, it looks like, for some reason. This is an old pay period.
That's fine.
That's okay, we can still go through it. So you essentially just work down through your payroll checklist to get payroll submitted. So basically, the first thing to do is to go to your time prep. So the system isn't going to let you get to your payroll until all the time from that pay period has been tended to in the system. So here's kind of where you go through and do that. If there's any historical corrections or retro pay records or pending time off requests that were going to impact this pay period, the system is going to make you tend to all those things before it lets you continue. You also have a lot of different opportunities to look at all the timesheets, or you can drill into individual timesheets and take a look at them if you need to. So it's nice to kind of have everything here in that one screen. And then once you've looked at all the time, you lock your pay period. That makes it so no more edits or additions could be made by the employees for that pay period. And then you go back out to your payroll prep. I would initiate my payroll, essentially initiating the payroll. It just makes a blank pay statement for each employee, and then we would sync the time into that. Yeah, so initiating the payroll essentially makes a blank pay statement for each employee, and then the next step after that is to sync our time. So we'll assume we've already gone through all the time cards, and we've checked all of our boxes there, and everything's good. So I would click here, and then sync time. That brings all of the approved hours into the payroll screen, so that when we get to the payroll screen, shouldn't be any manual re-entry of hours or anything like that that's needed, because all the time has already been approved by the supervisors. But you do have an opportunity to go, obviously, look into that batch, and we essentially would have all of your employees listed on the left-hand side here, and you would see all of the approved total hours for that pay period, the total earnings. We would have this set up for all the earning codes and deduction codes that you guys need. So you'll see some vacation here. Main PERS would be another column we would set up for you. So different insurances maybe. So those would all kind of be in this screen here. And although I've already synced my time into payroll, I still have the opportunity to come in here and adjust hours as needed. It's just as simple as clicking into the box and typing from there. Once you've done all that, you save and update your payroll, close your batch, come back out to your checklist screen here, and the system also has open alerts built in, so if you made some edits, and let's say you hit 800 hours instead of 80 hours, it's gonna flag you, and it's got different thresholds built in for security purposes to make sure you're not paying someone a crazy ungodly amount that you're not trying to.
So once a person puts their hours in, they can't go back after they've entered that and change those hours. It has to be a supervisor that does it?
No, so we could set it up either way. If you wanted for employees to be able to make a change request, they could do that. However, they couldn't do that after the admin locks their pay period, which I just kind of went through there. Or if you didn't want employees to be able to make that change request, we could make it so only the admin could make those edits for you.
Or the department heads.
Or the department heads, yep. It's very configurable and customizable as far as like how you guys want the system to look and run.
Okay.
Yes.
But once the department head approves that, there's no going back and changing anything in the system.
They still could go back. So in this part of the system here, it's really all the department heads have already approved the hours, and the admin is now coming in here to get payroll submitted. But at this point, we could still make edits to the time if we discover, there was a discrepancy or something needed to be updated.
But the employee can't make any changes.
If you want them to be able to, they could. It depends on
If
how
we
you guys
allow that,
would want it.
If we allow it.
Right.
Yep, that's totally up to you. We can do it either way. And then from there, you would close your payroll, and from there, that generates some different reports. So based on all the payroll information that's been inputted, there's many reports, as you can see here, but there's two that we always recommend you to look at and look over before you submit payroll. So one of them is the payroll recap and funding pre-process. This is a little difficult to read, I think, so this is something I would always export just to make it easier. Can you guys see it? It looks a little small. Let me export. This report essentially details every single penny coming out of the business bank account and going towards payroll costs. So you'll have an overview of your payroll in the top left here. It'll total out the number of employees being paid. It'll divvy it up between direct deposit or any live checks that we're doing. So you can see those totals there between direct deposits and live checks. The next section down is all payroll taxes. EE is employee, ER is employer, so they're all detailed out between employee and employer paid taxes. Vendor liabilities, your main PERS totals would be there. And then your total payroll. So you have 3 debits coming out of the business bank account, one for the payments to the employees, one for the payroll taxes that we're withholding, and one for our service charge. So that grand total is listed right here. And then on the right-hand side here, just some different graphs so you can kind of keep track of your payroll trends and payroll costs from week to week, as well as a 12-month rolling view also.
Okay, so you would be billing for your services every week then?
For payroll, yes. Yep. When I bring up the pricing after, it'll make sense, but the other services are monthly, like the time and the new hire onboarding piece. Yep. And then the other report we always recommend you to look at is a payroll PST summary. So it's essentially a pay stub by pay stub breakdown of each employee. So this is very hard to read, so definitely one you'd want to export, but this just details out each employee, all their deductions, gross to net, their entire paycheck. So if you really wanted to look at all the little details of the payroll, you could do that here. And again, we haven't submitted it yet, so before I submit it, if I discover there's a discrepancy or something I want to change, me as the admin, I can still go back and make any edits if I discover there's something that needs to be edited before I submit it here. But we'll just assume that everything looks good, and then ultimately at the end here there would be a submit button, and that's when the payroll comes to our distribution team at Bangor Payroll. We're withholding taxes, starting the direct deposit payments, printing live checks, things like that. We kind of take over from there.
Okay.
So that is the demo in a nutshell between both employee and employer. Any questions before I bring up the pricing piece of it?
Where does the accounting part of it come in? I've seen nothing to show that there's accounts that are going to be affected. Like all of our FICA and Medicaid comes out of different lines, our benefits come out of different lines. It's all subdivided like when I gave you those copies. I've seen nothing to say that this is the account, this
Call you
is
back
where
in
it's
the
coming.
meeting
Sorry.
for things.
Yeah, if we can go back into the process room with the payroll, there should be a general ledger summary right there. We can go back.
And who is doing that? Is that being automatically done by Bangor, or is that something that's gonna have to be manually redone by hand here?
No, so we would grab your chart of accounts. It sounds like, I mean, like a
Yeah.
sample, yeah. So, and we would build that initial general ledger report out for you, test it, make sure everything looks good, and then it'll just be saved with each payroll.
And put into the system, or we still have to put it in?
Into Trio.
Yes, ma'am.
It's not gonna automatically integrate with Trio. It would just be a download import with each payroll.
And so we chatted with our implementation team about that, and it's more of a Trio thing, not being like plain nice or could integrate with this system. Because we do have some accounting systems, like QuickBooks is one, where like we have a GL file that can be automatically uploaded into it, but Trio, their system won't allow for this to be auto-uploaded essentially.
Does that concern you, or with?
I'm the one that's gotta balance the
Oh,
books.
okay. So it's
But
really.
I have spoken to Trio. They
Okay.
will work with you folks in helping you to integrate automatically, just like the company is right now, into them. They stated me, and I was speaking to one of the higher programmers, that they will work with any bank to get this done. That way, if we're talking that I'm turning around and manually having to do all these entries, every time you get another set of fingers in there is a chance to have error. I know I sound like the Wicked Witch of the North, but I don't wanna have to do stuff 2 or 3 times. I'm just saving the town money all the way.
Right. So, I think that there's a disconnect between, when companies like a Trio or these other different systems want to integrate and what that really means. They could, you want like an automatic flow out of Bangor payroll into Trio. That requires a lot of testing and basically a middleware sort of IT team, right? Unfortunately, that's just not in the scope of our services to do that sort of build middleware. But we work with a lot of towns, and I totally understand where you're coming from. We work with a lot of towns that use Trio, and while there's not a true integration, there's an interface, is really the word for it. So instead of that automatic feed, that general ledger is custom built, and it's truly just export, drag over, import. It's like 2 or 3 clicks, and it is most often perfectly sufficient. Are you still feeling like that's
So you're not retyping anything in?
That's not what I'm worried about. I've had this done, and I know you guys, and I know it's possible to work it.
Yeah.
But I just don't see any coding as you're going through here, so I was asking, when is that gonna be put in before you, I just wanna make sure it's there, because hindsight's 20/20, and I don't want the town to pay for something that's not, and, we have to add to it before, just like we are currently, because there's 3 state or federal reports that we're still doing in-house. They're not doing them. And then that's not cost effective, that's all. I know that they all think I'm the doubting hand here, but I'm not. I just have done this and know some of the stuff that can happen, and even with, as much as I like the current payroll company that we're losing, there's issues that still are ongoing, and, it's a year later.
Yeah.
and still trying to catch up, and I know there'll be glitches and everything, but I'd like to alleviate as many as possible before, as we go.
Yeah, Dallas is gonna put this general ledger, a sample report, but and we spoke a little bit about implementation. There'll be plenty of time for testing. We'll run a couple mock payrolls and basically do a test general ledger and test
Thank
file for you. Unfortunately, until we get to that point where we're doing the mock and doing the testing, I can't show you exactly what your general ledger would look like. But
No, I understand that
okay.
wholeheartedly, hon. Don't
Yeah.
worry about that. Just,
Am
I wanted it covered, that's all.
Yeah, of course.
am I right in thinking up to the point where payroll checks are sent out, the only thing that we have to know, you tell us, transfer X amount of $1,000 into this account that you've got? And you take it from there? So we basically got one phone call to us to transfer money. Is that how this works?
No, it's in the system.
Right, so
That
typically, we will debit one business account each week when payroll processes. So your check date is Thursday, I believe you mentioned, so we would ask you to have payroll submitted by Tuesday at noon time. And on Wednesday, you would have those 3 debits come out of the business bank account. And again, one is for the payments to the employees, one is for all payroll taxes being withheld in one lump sum, and there's that detailed report that breaks down all of them, and then our service charge.
That's currently what we're doing now. But we get our service charge monthly currently.
So we'd have a report that would tell us how much money we have to have in the payroll
That
account.
report that he showed, he
Correct.
would
Yeah.
be there, right?
Yes, exactly, yep.
So
Yep.
it was the,
But you would be taking that money out of our account. We don't have to get involved. All you gotta do is tell us,
The total,
we need $30,000 in this account at such and such a time.
exactly, yep,
Other than that, you take care of everything.
100%. Yep, that's right. Yeah, but here's just an example of that general ledger file here.
And this one's by employee. We
Right.
can have it sorted however we feel.
Did you want me to pull up that report one more time to show the recap and funding that breaks down all the charges for that week? Okay. Problem. Anything else, questions, concerns about anything at all right now?
Not yet.
Well,
Jerry, anything?
No, I'm actually understanding it.
It's very straightforward.
Yeah,
It is.
I really feel comfortable.
Absolutely. Okay. So I'm going to first pull up the proposal that shows with benefits and ACA, and then I have a second proposal labeled that does not include the benefits and ACA, but the payroll pricing is the same on both, of course. So I'll walk you guys through this. Obviously, can email it over to you afterwards as well, so you've got it.
Yeah, that's great.
Yep, of course. So how our payroll pricing works is you have a base rate, which includes the first 10 employees paid for that week. So your base rate's $59, and then it's an additional $2.25 per check on top of 10 employees paid. So if you were paying 50 employees for that 1 week, the total charge would be $149. And obviously that can change week to week, right? So if you only paid 30's employee that week, because I know you guys said it, it fluctuates a decent amount,
Yeah.
the fee would be less, but it's all based on employees paid for that week. And then these are all kind of the different services that it comes with. I won't go through all of them here, but we've kind of talked about all of these things, the time off, the general ledger file, poster compliance services, so we'd also mail you guys labor law posters for state and federal that you're supposed to have hung up. So we'd send you all those things. And then if we are delivering paper checks, I know there's a couple live checks being delivered, you guys mentioned, so that does incur a UPS delivery of $13.50. If we got to a point ever where everyone was on direct deposit, that fee wouldn't be there, of course. So that's the payroll pricing. Any questions on that? Okay. So that's that. Oh, do you have a question, Howard?
No, it's all, at $13.50 for delivery, it's all the more reason you just say you're gonna get direct deposit and that's it.
Well, we already have a policy that requires people to be on direct deposit.
And you do have an employee that picks his check up every week.
That'll have to change.
So I'll jump down to the monthly service item. So for the time and attendance system, so all the monthly pricing goes by your active employee count for that month. So I know 50 employees, or no, I think I talked to Julie after the fact, and she said 57 was typically the average active employee count, which is why I updated it to 57. But it's essentially $5 per employee per month for the time and attendance system. So, you know, that again could change a little bit month to month, just depending on the number of active employees that you had. So for the time and attendance system, it would be $285 if there was 57 active employees. ACA tracking and reporting, again, this is something that we briefly talked about. If it's something that you guys do end up needing, and again, that's like the year-end 1095 forms for health insurance, that's $1 per employee per month. The benefits module, again, this is one that I don't know if it's going to streamline things for you guys, but we do have it available if you guys want it. That's $4 per employee per month. And then the new hire onboarding module with the electronic onboarding is the same pricing structure as the time and attendance, $5 per employee per month. And then this integrated document storage is just a flat $10 monthly fee. That's what allows to store all of the W-4s, all the paper forms to be stored in the system. Just it's a flat $10 per month.
Okay.
There are no quarterly charges. All of the quarterly filings that we do for you guys are included within the weekly payroll pricing. The only other charge is there's a one-time, I'll go to the year end first. So W-2s, it's $6 per W-2 at the end of the year. So, you know, however many employees you had, you guys mentioned 100 employees throughout the year, generally is pretty close. So that's how that pricing breaks down. This would only apply if we are doing your ACA, because that goes hand in hand. Those are year-end ACA forms. Same pricing structure as the W-2s. And then this benefits open enrollment support would only apply if you had our benefits module. So if you do not have our benefits module, that will go away also. And then there is a one-time setup fee per service that you would want to use for us. So payroll, it's $13.75. You can see down here through for all of them. Again, if you're not using that module, like if you didn't use benefits or ACA, those fees would not apply. The setup fees aren't billed until we go through implementation with you guys, get your company set up in our software, and run the first payroll with you in our software. They're not annual fees or anything like that. They're truly one-time setup fees.
Okay.
So that is the first proposal. The next proposal is identical minus the two modules we discussed, benefits and ACA. So you can see the payroll pricing is exactly the same. Everything is the same about that. The only difference is going to be the monthly service items here. We don't have ACA or benefits included on this one. And the setup fees, of course, are the same. Took out the setup fees for those two modules that are not on this proposal. So I will send those over to you guys. I also do have this required documents list that I, of course, can send over to you as well. But just to kind of give you an idea of the things we need, I'm sure Julie would probably, you know, provide a lot of these reports or maybe work with MRI to get some of them, but just I like to make this nice, concise list just so you guys know. These are things we likely can get from your current payroll company. Your payroll reports, essentially, year to date is what we would need. That's what these first few items are. Employee information, We like to get one payroll registered just to get an idea of all your deductions and earning codes that you would need set up. And then there's some items needed outside of MRI as well. I won't go through all of them here, but I will send this over to you guys too. Perfect, okay.
And I'll make sure it gets to everybody it needs to.
Okay, so just send it to this one email address then?
Yeah, I'll make sure it gets to everybody.
Okay. Sounds good.
You guys are good with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
you. Yes, because then you can get it filed appropriately too.
There you
And
go.
you have it. We don't have to
Yeah.
remember to send it to you.
I'm the organized.
Love it. So yeah, guys, that was everything. We did really good on time. I was concerned we'd be right up against 6, but we still got 30 minutes. So I'll send these out to you guys, but do you have any other last thoughts, questions?
Julie, what are we paying monthly right now for MRI?
About $1,300. You're paying $12.50 a year.
Right, okay.
Taken from me, now you're taking 12 too.
Yeah.
And most of those reports, I have them all.
Okay.
And then as far as, I'm sure you guys are considering other providers, but as far as like a timeline, because I know your current provider, there's, like they're losing some people maybe, and so sounds like you kind of have a timeline as to like when you need to have a new solution. Is there a date?
We don't have a necessary date certain yet. We are working to get one more company in to talk to them. If we can make it work, but yeah, it's as soon as possible kind of thing.
That's good.
Dallas, you said 4 to 6 weeks to,
Yeah, so depending on the modules that you guys wanted to start with, for payroll and time itself, would you say like 4 to 6 weeks is maybe 5 to 6 weeks? But if you guys ultimately do want to partner with us, I would work with our setup team to let them know your situation, and we do our best to accommodate getting you guys started as soon as we could. We don't like to rush through the implementation process because obviously we want things to be set up the right way, but we understand your situation at the same time, so we would work with you guys on that.
All right, and what is it additional if we decide to go with tablets to have, for people that don't have a cell phone or
Yep.
or a smartphone, whatever?
Is there anyone that doesn't have a cell phone?
Well,
I've seen it happen.
Maybe the people that get live checks, sometimes they're.
So do you guys provide the tablets or do we order the tablets?
Yeah, so we do have physical clocks you could lease from us. They range in cost from maybe $130 to $170 per month, or you could get your own iPads or any kind of tablet. That's usually a cheaper option.
Yeah.
There's no additional cost for that if you provided your own.
Oh,
There's nothing else we would charge.
okay.
Yeah, because we essentially would just give you a link to put on that tablet that's where employees would go to clock in.
Okay.
would you make recommendations, please, on the tablets that you have
On
used?
the tablet itself,
Yes, please.
I know iPads are a popular one. Do you have any that you can think of?
That current municipalities are using, or what of the majority of your clients that are that word, sorry.
No, you're good.
I have no recommendations on tablet other than just using Chrome browser on the tablet. So
right.
Yeah, I don't think you need to buy very fancy, expensive ones.
So you use the Chrome browser, okay?
Yes, yep, that's the preferred browser.
How many municipalities just use cell phones?
I think most of our clients probably have a mix of, you need for employees to punch in and keep track of time.
Yep.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think probably for most companies, 75% of employees have their employees clock in and out through their cell phone. But there's I think also a handful that maybe use the tablet, or some that their manager is just entering their time because they don't like technology or, something like that.
So So is there a possibility, is it a case where you either have all cell phones or all tablets?
You can mix and match.
You can mix.
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
Or from, you know, if you're in the office, you can just, from your laptop or.
Yeah.
Just web-based is across the board.
Yeah. So like me, when I come in, I can hop on the interface and just do it right from my computer in my office.
Yeah.
Or as I'm walking in, I can do it from my phone. It's a mix and match. Yes.
But that would still have the ring around the building.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that only applies to, I mean, really to the mobile phone, because if you're on the your IP address or on the Wi-Fi, then,
It's gonna automatically let you.
but, I thought it might be worth mentioning too, that if, you know, if the geofence wasn't feeling right for whatever reason, you can also just use the basic location services, so it doesn't necessarily stop someone from punching in if they're not at the right location, but the location of the punch is still captured. So, and that's, you know.
So
So
they're in
someone-
Florida, it's gonna say they're in Florida.
Yeah, you can see, like,
Ah.
Dunkin' Donuts drive-through, you'll see where the pin is, yeah. And that's only at the time of the punch, not any ongoing location
So
monitoring.
at any rate, if they're, I'm just thinking, let's say the on-call fire department. If those people leave their house, they could punch in, but the fire chief could look at that and say, now, wait a minute. You punched in at 2 o'clock, we didn't have a fire till 3,
Correct, yeah.
or whatever the case would be. So they
Yeah.
could look at that and they could make that adjustment.
Correct.
And this would also stop one person from punching in 3 people?
Yeah, yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Unless, like, I don't know, if there's a, you know, if you have a tablet on the wall and maybe employees give their codes to each other so they know.
But that can be a problem in itself.
Right, right. But yes, for the most part.
I mean, that's something with having Courtney here all the time, it could be right there and,
But it's not in this building.
I get here before everybody else, so I'm here.
So
There are security
every
measures.
person, I
Yeah.
would take it, would have their own code, so to speak.
Yep.
So nobody could sign in for them other than them.
Correct.
It sounds like kind of like what my daughter's daycare has
Yep.
with Bright Wheel, where I have a certain code that I put in to sign her in and out. And it's specific to me. So that's, and I'm going to assume that you can pick your own codes so that you're the only one who knows the code, correct?
okay.
There's a few options.
Yeah,
It's definitely something to think
Do we
about.
do ACA? Do we do the 1095s?
No.
We don't? Okay.
Can I ask a question? Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'd like to ask, to Julie's point, I'm an employee, and my expenses, my payroll is charged to a certain account. Is that in the profile, that GL account number for me, an employee? It's not. So how does Julie get information of where things are going to be charged to expense-wise for payroll from your bank?
So,
Wouldn't that be based on the chart of accounts that she gives her?
yes, so,
Do you have a department number? How am I identified so I can get to Julie's Trio accounting system?
you don't want a general ledger number for each employee?
No, you
want
have a department,
For the department, okay,
and that department is tied to a general ledger number?
gotcha.
Is that what happens?
Yep, so we would basically, sorry,
Is that what happens in your system?
so your general ledger report would basically look like a combined labor distribution report with the general ledger. So the net payroll, the gross taxes would be split appropriately by the department each of their general ledgers.
And so your team could map
Yes.
your fields to her fields and provide an upload
Correct.
to the Trio system. And that would satisfy all her expense accounting that she needs to do.
As far as payroll.
And you didn't say what the fee for that would be.
It's included
Here.
in the
For
budget.
mapping?
Yep.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Is it a CSV file that goes into Trio?
I don't know.
Oh, because you're in, yeah, it goes on.
I do not know what a CSV file is, I'm sorry.
We would just do testing and make sure we get the right format, that's,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I can email you a copy of everybody's, what my chart of accounts is, affected, say, 2 weeks sample of it, if you would like.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
I'm gonna unplug from here, just so I want to email that to you guys, so you can have it handy for your.
Perfect.
If for whatever reason, the format in Trio, we can't accommodate, there's a super nominal charge for a conversion file, I think it's like $8. But 95% of the time, that's not needed.
Thank you so much for coming in and talking to
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, of course, it's our pleasure.
Very informative.
Would you like me to send both proposals I showed, or
Yes,
are you?
yes,
Okay.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Send everything that you can.
Okay,
The more information, the better.
okay, perfect.
Because, you know, if you don't send the one, then we're gonna be going, but what about?
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I'm glad I asked.
That
Perfect.
Okay.
Are we done with the workshop?
Yeah, do we want to take a break and then?
Take a break before the 6 o'clock start and
Yep, let's do it.
Okay, I just sent that through, so you should get that in a moment here.
Yeah.
all set. Thank you.
Okay, we're back on the air, and we're gonna be having another workshop from here till about 8 o'clock, I guess, going over,
Well, work until we can,
yeah.
since we
Okay.
added one.
Let's go over the road snowplow contract.
So I gave everybody a copy of some of the changes,
Yep.
or the printout with the red line changes that I made, which were based on previous years.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The page 2 there where it says questions, you're gonna direct email the whole select board, BOS.
On where are you at?
On the second page, the yellow mark where it says questions.
Oh, email to?
Yep.
Yes. I think that should be, or do we want it to go to Courtney and then she can get everybody's
Courtney, and
emails?
then
Yes.
Or Courtney,
Courtney.
yeah, Courtney,
Yeah.
and then she can send it to all of us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's a
I
better
think
idea.
that's,
Yeah, I'm good with that.
which, by the way, I was able to get into my email get logged in on phone, everything else, so it's just you two that need to get into your town emails.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to set up a time with Chris,
yes,
you'll probably want to come in and do it because we can set up a laptop or laptops so that he can send the computers or whatever, do what he's got to do to get you guys a QR code so you can scan it and get emails set up on your phones.
very good.
Do we want to do that? Oh, we can't do it together. Can we?
Just the two of you?
Yeah, when Chris comes in, we bring our laptops in and just,
Or do it by the
I don't
phone?
have a laptop anymore.
No, we have laptops,
No, your new phone.
yeah. on the phone.
right, to get it on the
Okay,
phone.
We can do it on the phone, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you guys should be able to come in and do a phone call, just you two.
Well, the laptops that we have here, I mean, those don't go anywhere, they stay right here. So-
Right, and those are in Courtney's office,
Yeah.
locked up.
So we just all use
Just
our
do
cell
the
phone.
phone.
Yeah.
And once you have that set up, you can set up Microsoft Authenticator on your phone, so if you want to load it onto your computer, you can. It's super simple after that.
So we just get in there together and go on
The two of you, yeah, with Chris, get on the phone with Chris and speakerphone, he can walk you through it. So you guys can get set up on your emails.
okay.
okay.
Okay,
You
so,
want me to get in touch with him and set up a time?
Sure, yep.
Okay. What am I doing
so Courtney, are you making notes on the one as well? You know what I could do?
Everything you guys have in your folders, I have in mine.
Hang on, I have the contracts on my computer too.
And any changes we make tonight, I'll make sure that I get done right straight in the morning so that you guys can hopefully vote to put at least the roads one out to bid. Because it needs to get out. It's
Yes,
almost July.
Do we know what day we want to put in there for a date to have them back by? If we can get this done and have it voted on tomorrow,
All right. Give him 3 weeks?
we need to put it in the paper, right?
Yeah. So if the changes get made, which of course I'll do those first thing in the morning when I come in, And I'll get them sent out to you guys, and then hopefully you guys can vote to put those out to bid tomorrow night at the meeting. And then after that, I will make sure that I'll also put an ad together
Okay.
so that you guys can vote on the ad tomorrow night, and then I can get it sent to the paper. And we should advertise it for at least 2 weeks. I think it's 10 days that we have to have it in the paper for. And then I can also mail it to people as well and go from there.
Okay.
So looking at about, we can get on this quickly. What day is it? Okay, so get it in the paper for next week. It's 1, 2, have them back by
Latter
the
July.
15th, no, 14th.
All right, and you're select board admin at Limerick, right?
Yep, select board admin at limerickme.org.
Okay. All right.
So
But yeah,
if they're in the 13th, then,
We'll have her just plug in the date
yeah.
yeah.
before she sends them out.
Mm-hmm.
Or once we determine, we can determine that tomorrow after we approve.
Very good.
Yeah, so what we can do is, when I make the changes on this, to get it ready for tomorrow night, I'll just put the date in that we decide on when they should be back. So I don't know if you guys want them back on that Tuesday or on that Monday. So
I would say as long as it's here before our meeting, we would be fine.
Right, that's kind of
Because they're
leaving
gonna
it
be
up to you.
sealed, they're gonna be sealed bids anyway, so.
Right.
but the only thing with that is somebody has to be in the office to
Are you not gonna be in the office?
receive. I'll be here till 4.
Okay, we'll
Just
just make
have
sure
it
that
till
it's,
4.
that it's before
Yeah, have
then.
it till 4 and then,
Yeah, because on the front page of the winter road maintenance one, the one that we're discussing,
Oh.
it says bids will be received by the town at the town office until 4 PM on blank day.
Okay, I'm gonna change that. Does anybody have a problem if I change that to say 3 PM?
No, I think that's great.
Okay, it's changed.
Avoid that.
and at her office, not dropped off anywhere
No.
else. Gotta go directly to her office.
Right.
So say at the select board admin office.
Yep.
Select board.
And then do we want to have them come back on on the 14th? Because that's the day of the meeting that week. So that gives us 3 weeks. So that gives us this week to get it approved, sent to the paper, 2 weeks in the paper, and then,
A week to get, yep.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think so. My brain's trying to think faster than I can.
Yep. So we're
So, yeah.
talking the 14th?
Yeah, so if we get it in the paper, if I send it out on the 26th, it'll get in next week's paper.
I was on the first page, just writing down the
So it'll
date
be
and time.
the 1st and the 8th that it's advertised. And then have it come back on the 14th, which is the week after the 8th.
Right.
So, does that work, or do we want to give them an extra week?
No,
No.
No? Okay. So we'll have them come back July 14th.
exactly.
14th at 3 o'clock.
Yep,
I'm gonna change town office to municipal building,
thank you.
select board's office.
So have it say bids will be received by the select board's office at the municipal building until 3 PM on July 14th, 2026.
I have it in here, bids will be received by the town at the municipal building, comma, select board office
Okay.
until 3 PM on, I'll send you this so you don't have to make all the changes. I'm just doing it as we're doing it for now.
It makes my job a little bit easier. I don't mind doing it, but.
Yeah. Does anybody care if I number the pages?
Not at all.
At
I
least,
think it'd be better if somebody calls and wants to know something, say on page such and such.
Yep.
And it's easier for me when I'm printing them.
yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too.
Just saying.
So does anybody have any problems with number 5 under the term, not, under sand and salt storage, maintenance and inventory? Oh wait, there was a change before that, terms of agreement. I'd made a change.
You mean as far as the 2,000 yards of salt and sand?
If you look up at the top, I changed the 60 to 30 day.
Yeah, I saw that.
Is everybody okay with that one?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I just figure if
Yep.
it gives us a little bit of a buffer safety if we want to cancel. And then, yeah, the salt. Sand and salt storage, maintenance, inventory, blah, blah.
If we put that in the contract, are we going to adhere to the contract
I think we should.
for the 2,000 yards?
Yes.
I think we
It should be up
should.
before you even
Oh,
start.
absolutely, absolutely.
I haven't get that far reading to see what.
I mean, this year, you know, Ricky should have room to move any of his remaining salt off the thing, so he will have that entire area to move the sand, sorry. So, yeah, I think.
Okay, should we put a date for stockpiling that?
Well, if it's approved on the 14th of July, I would say that probably the
No later than,
middle of September and
well, October 1st.
October 1st.
October 1st.
Yes.
Yeah.
Must be stockpiled by October 1st, period.
All right, hang on, I gotta find the wording in here.
That's everything. I think there may be a problem, I don't know, availability of salt at that time.
Do we want to add a separate sentence at the end of that that says the initial stocking of October 15th through April 15th each year. Initial stockpile.
Well, right after, the second line, right after it says, salt and sand mixed by, no later than October 1st.
All right. And maintained throughout.
Yes.
good. For the contract, yep. And one thing that was brought up last year under the equipment, this is basically the same thing, but, and actually, I think Dennis brought it up, that you should have, like the state, instead of, if you don't have access to a grader, you should have a truck with a scraper blade underneath it, as the state does.
All right, which section is, what section number is that one?
Under 6, equipment,
All right.
this is one truck that'll be 5,400 GVW equipped with a highway blade, wing, sander,
Access to
And-
grader or its equivalent?
no, put the equipped with a highway blade, wing, sander, and I think they call that scraper. I'm not positive, do you know? That was me. I think it's a scraper blade.
Yeah, I don't know the exact terminology.
Like a center mount plow on a truck. I don't know what they call it, a scraper blade or...
Let me find out.
Anybody hit Google?
No.
It is.
So add that to after wing. Highway blade, scraper blade.
Wing. And
It would have to be a center mount one, because they have to, like, put
Yeah.
that pressure on it.
there's only one place to put it.
Center mount scraper blade.
Yes, it's gotta be worded, because someone could find a gray area.
So do we want to put it after the, or put it in with the access to grader or?
No, put it in with the truck,
Okay.
highway blade, wing, scraper blade, and sander. Take care of that.
All right, apparently it is a belly blade or scraper blade. All right, so I've got that in there.
One thing, and I can't remember where it is in here, or if it is in here, is clearing of all abutments of the bridges. That was an issue last year. Could we put that at the end of the equipment, says one loader or sand, for sand, salt, and pushing back or removing so at intersections and bridge abutments?
Okay, where are you at?
Under equipment, contractor A, at the end, just put it down.
So under the same section we were just under,
Right,
just adding
Just
at the
pushing-
very end of it.
pushing back or removing snow from intersections and bridge abutments.
Bridge abutments?
Yeah?
Yes.
Got it. It's in there.
Did Ben say anything to you, Lori, about, here we go again, irrevocable letter of credit? I still say it ought to be 100% performance bond.
What? You're mumbling down there?
I said, I have an issue with that, and then I did the last contract. The irrevocable letter of credit should be 100% performance bond.
I do know that when we put it out, when it went to the attorney, was it last year? When it went to the attorney last year, they said that they said that that was fine, they would rather have that, but I'm not sure what the difference is.
Well, if you go with the performance bond, that's gonna come through the insurance company. And if you've got a letter of credit, that's only, as far as I'm concerned, it's only worth the ink that's on that paper. Because if that person defaults, I'd rather have the insurance company backing it up than I would having a big question mark. Because if it's a bond, they're gonna be putting that money aside for that contract.
All right.
Well, we didn't have a problem last year getting bonds, so we didn't have a problem getting a bond last year, but, you know, that's one. But we've got to protect the town, and I just don't think that letter of credit does it.
That's fine.
Courtney, you emailed me the Word versions, right?
What do you think, Jerry?
Well, absolutely, I know. I worked as an independent asbestos abater, and when I had to have insurance bonds back then.
Yeah. Well, it does two things. It guarantees, it protects the town, and number two, it separates out, there's not everybody that can get a bond either. And that's all based on their finances. If they're a good, strong bidder, they should be able to get the performance bond with no problem.
Well, another little, if a person has a background, if they have a felony in their background, they can't get a bond either.
Yeah, well,
I mean, that's
I don't know,
nowhere
for
you're,
years,
right, you know.
I don't know where this
Disclosing that, but
This letter of credit came about, but for years, we've always, well, I said, going way back, it was always bond, it was never, I don't know where this letter of credit ever came in.
Okay. I am. Oops, I almost tried to paste it onto my piece of paper. So instead of letter of credit, do it as performance bond?
yes.
Yep. For the amount of 100% of the contract price.
Yep.
Courtney, we got any more water in there? I'll get it.
I can get it, you just say. I'm not gonna do this. You just say that.
Thank you. Insurance stuff is all pretty much boilerplate. That's
Yep.
pretty much cut and dry.
Right, so I took out letter of credit and plugged in the performance bond back in there.
Okay.
Because I agree that that's gonna be better for the town.
We have to protect the town, plain and simple.
And, exactly, and somebody can come in with a letter of credit and 2 months later have the bank turn around and go, nope. not gonna
Exactly.
work."
Or what if they come on file bankruptcy right in the middle of it?
Exactly.
Just have one, so don't have any more.
We gotta
Are
put-
you failing us? Is
we
that
gotta
what I
put in
heard?
our description, you're gonna keep the water cold. I guess that's the only complaint I get. You don't gotta worry about a hell of a lot. I mean, a heck of a lot.
All right, so section 7 is replaced.
Okay. I did have a concern about the insurance if anybody subcontracted, because it's pretty easy for some people to say, well, this is subcontract, I subcontracted this and subcontracted that, but the language here says that they've got to basically prove that they've got, the subcontractor's got all the insurances.
So it's saying that they have to prove it before,
Before they start.
right, so we're requiring them to,
One thing we didn't, well, I didn't do it last year, I don't know if anybody else did. Is every once in a while, you have to check those liability insurances and make sure everything's in order.
is the dates are current.
Right, because we had one time where they canceled the policy 2 days after they took it out and did some town work. So it says that, one part says in here, they have to keep that obviously with the life of the contract.
Well, it is in here, shall deliver to the town certificate satisfactory to the town evidencing such insurance coverages, which certificate shall state that the contractor and its subcontractors must provide written notice to the town at least 10 days prior to the cancellation, non-renewal, material modification, or expiration of any policies. Evidenced by certified mail.
That being stated, I believe that with the bond, that covers us if the insurance doesn't. Yes.
And it puts the insurance company on notice that if they cancel, we have to get notification from the insurance company,
Exactly.
because we'll be on the certificate.
We see any more problems with the insurance? Or issues with it?
Courtney, do you think you can set up a spreadsheet for the various contractors for insurance coverage and policy expirations on each one of them, so that if one of them is coming up, we'll know, we won't have to dig out contracts and certificates and... Well, okay.
I was just gonna go back and double check it, but yeah, I already had that. I think I set that up the first time I was here.
Probably.
I'm just gonna, I think when I first started, that was one of the things I took care of.
Okay.
So that I knew.
I think that's just something we need to keep an eye on, so that
Yeah.
insurance.
Once I have it, like, double checked, do you want me to email it to each one of you?
Only once we get the signed contracts in, we get the certificates, then,
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think as long as you have it,
Yeah. Yeah. I'll go through and double check everything and stuff today, but I'm pretty sure it is.
As long as it's on file, we can cross-reference.
then I can email you and say, is anybody's insurance expiring this month? And then I'll say, can you get that taken care of?
And I'll probably tell you, I already did that.
And then I'll probably tell you, thank you.
The thing that's going on.
Everybody looked at the indemnification and the bills and claims? I don't see anything wrong with them.
Well, with the bills and claims, with the exception of the cost of salt and sand, the contractor shall be responsible. It says with the exception.
Oh, yep, need to get rid of that.
Oh, that was from, yeah.
So, all right, so the contractor shall be responsible for all expenses necessary to perform its obligations.
Including salt and sand.
Including salt and sand. Got it.
And electrical bills. believe that's in there.
Bills and claims. Do we want to, for all expenses, including electricity at the
Salt shed.
salt shed, including salt and sand, throughout the term of this agreement. Do we want to do that, or just throughout the plowing season? Because if we give it to somebody who's got a 3-year contract and they keep equipment on and plugged in and lights on at the salt shed, we're paying for it out of season. So do we just want to keep it that they keep that bill through the term of the agreement?
Well, either we make it so that they have to pay for it during the term of the contract.
Yeah.
The term of the agreement, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, because to turn the power off and turn it back on is a tremendous expense.
Yes, it is.
Well, let's just say that. If you look at it, say, you're responsible for all expenses. 'Cause
That's what-
if you shut it down, what happens if, well, if it's a 3-year contract, he can keep it on till
Right.
3 years if he wants to, but if we're
Mhm.
doing, are we gonna do strictly 3 years, or we're gonna do the one with the
With-
extension of 2?
With the absent a written termination, it will automatically extend 2 more years. So this way, after 1 year, if we're happy with it, we don't give them that notice, it's an automatic 3-year.
Okay, so you wanna read that back, what you got?
For the bills and claims,
Yeah.
the contractor shall be responsible for all expenses, including electricity at the salt shed, necessary to perform its obligations under, hang on, I want to move that.
And salt, cost of salt and sand.
Hang on just a second. All right, the contractor shall be responsible for all expenses necessary to perform its obligations under this agreement, including salt and sand and electricity at the salt shed throughout the term of this agreement.
Good.
Very good.
Everybody on the breach of contract?
Mm-hmm.
I got a problem with that A. It says give verbal notice. I think we'd better off give written notice, wouldn't we?
Absolutely.
That's what we've always done before.
Yeah.
All right, so I will change that to written.
There again, number one on that, get verbally again.
Right, but we may verbally terminate the agreement with immediate effect, followed by sending a written notice of termination to the contractor. So we can tell them it's terminated, but we still have to follow it up with writing.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know about that one. So I don't know about that one.
Which one?
Shouldn't we have, if we'd already have to send them a written, well, that's a notice of termination, but.
But I mean, if we need to get somebody in there to substitute immediately because of something, that gives us the ability to give that verbal before getting a written to him.
I think it ought to be written. With the emails is,
Yeah, but you can't guarantee that they're gonna say they got an email. I mean, it's still saying that we have to give them written, but this way, it's, something happens, it leaves it
Yeah.
open so that we can
let's
do
say
something
followed
immediate.
by, okay, well, not 100% happy with it, but I guess it's the way it's written.
I mean, if we do it just in writing, something like that, it's gonna have to go snail mail.
Is there any way that when we give
Now,
a,
wait a minute, go ahead, Jerry.
yeah, is there any way when you give a verbal that we can word that so that it's assigned? If you tell somebody something and you don't, say on Wednesday, you say, we're terminating, and,
But if it's for a breach,
yeah, I mean,
if it's for a breach, we're terminating the contract effective immediately. That gives us the ability to get somebody else in there, get a letter drafted, get it out in the mail to him, and replace in the meantime.
What I'm toying with, having problems with is that's that time period between you voice something and you get, if you send out an email return receipt. then
You know how many people don't click on send receipt?
well,
I
don't-
do it all the time.
But isn't there some way that it can be triggered? Just a minute to answer that? I've never done it, but.
I mean, you can set it up in the email to send a delivery, but if it's to a Yahoo, a Gmail, or anything like that, you won't get a response back because the servers don't allow it. Speaking from experience.
again, my thought scenario was that I give a person a verbal on Wednesday and Thursday I get a blizzard. And am I gonna have a conflict?
Yeah, but if there's,
I'll tell you, your chances of getting somebody right in there overnight are pretty slim.
Right.
so do we want to just do it as written? I mean, we could just send it as writing. It doesn't say it has to be verbal.
Yeah, well, I mean, we could just send it anyways, rather, it doesn't, we can skip the verbally and just send it anyway.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to be.
It just
It
gives,
gives us
it
a
leaves us the,
It
timeline.
could be hand carried to them too.
right, it could.
All you gotta do is get the sheriff to drop it off.
Yep. That's all you gotta do.
But having the verbal in there just gives us that extra option. Doesn't mean we have to.
Yeah, it does say town may.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's stick with it. And number 2. Any comments on that one?
On which one?
We can hire a substitute contractor.
We had that in
That's
our, we had that one in the last one.
But that's based on number 1, right?
No, with or without termination.
So we could possibly have, if this first guy straightens out, we could possibly have 2 contractors out there at the same time?
No, because that means we can hire somebody to come in and take care of a storm. If one can't keep up,
Right.
we can hire them to come in and take care of a storm. And we can take that pay out of the
Out of
contractor's
yeah.
pay to pay the other person.
That's how I interpret that.
So if somebody had a major bad stroke of luck and every truck they had on the road broke down, you could hire someone to come in and cover for it.
Yes,
They're paying for it.
that's how I,
On a per time basis.
mhm.
We wouldn't have to enter into a contract.
But he could hire someone to come in to do it.
He could.
But in the event that he doesn't, or doesn't have anybody that would come, we could get, if we had to, we could get somebody to
Right.
fill it.
That,
Well, number 3 kind of covers it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we aren't gonna move on to the other ones because there's too many changes that need to happen to the other 2.
Because we're going backwards.
Yeah, yeah.
I caught up.
And I don't know if you guys thought I added Emma's Way.
Yeah, I asked you that.
Yeah, I added Emma's Way on here.
Yeah, not much change on that non-appropriation or.
The emergency phone, Howard, is that your new town phone, or is that the
Yeah.
phone?
If I hear it.
Do we want to put a second phone on there or no? Do we want to add Wade's phone number to that?
I don't even know what my phone number is. What is my phone number?
I'll put down yours.
but I'm a girl. Just kidding.
Oh, here we go.
You're the vice chair.
You can't comment on that, we'll get in
Sorry,
trouble.
I had to say it. Can I have a Milky Way?
I'm not, I won't touch that with a 10-foot pole.
No, I mean, do we want to put both of our numbers so that if you're not available, then there's a secondary number?
Yeah. I'll only be available till 9. You can take it the rest of the night. No, come on now.
Might as well make it 8 instead of 9.
I go to bed at 8. I don't sleep with my phone, so whatever.
I don't have it on my phone, but I think I have it in my office for your contract. Are we gonna do Wayne's number?
I'm adding mine in here.
Okay.
You're off the hook, Wayne.
Off the hook again.
Put us in as a third one. If we don't answer, you'll take it.
And then this can all change next year when we have to revote. 207. 806. Is mine 7823?
Excuse me.
Yeah, 7823.
Oh, we'll be able to,
You can.
hey, come on,
Yeah,
inside.
we're just doing a workshop. It's open to the public. Come on in. Join the party.
No, I thought I might, but I don't need it, because Courtney is ahead of the game all the time.
Did you bring pizza? Okay.
Did you want pizza?
No?
Right on.
Did change, first one.
Oh,
You don't want that.
no, don't need that.
All right, Ellen, do you have my change too? Sorry, long day.
Change, I got that.
I got candy. Courtney's feeding us candy. I am. I really am. Huh?
That additional mileage.
All right, on the mileage page. What am I
That could
adding?
be a make or break between two guys if they did the same thing. Right?
Hmm?
That could be the make or break. Say if you get someone, which is highly unlikely, but if they came in with the same contract price, that one, the additional roads per mile could be the make or break.
Mm-hmm. That it could. Competitive bidding at its best. Now, does anybody mind?
You know, one thing I just thought of here,
Uh-oh, yep.
and it just rung a bell. We've got to do something, and I've talked to one of the family members over on the Leamington line, on the new dam road, the turnaround. We've always backed into one place down there. Well, that's no longer owned by the same person. And we've got to do something other than that. And I spoke to John Foss, and he was gonna speak to his mother and see if there was something we could do. I went over and took a look at it, and we could get few loads of gravel put in there and
I know where you're
just have a turnaround with their
Yeah.
phone. Because now, for years, there was never a house in the field they backed into, and now
Mhm.
the guys, I guess it's a spec house, I don't know if it's been sold or not, but.
Right.
But we
But it will
can't, we
be.
can't back in there, because there was a question last fall about doing that, so. But Dennis did something, I don't know what to get through that, but, and he had mentioned that to me last year, so.
Yeah.
So you have, how long ago did you speak to Johnny?
Oh, God, I've actually seen him twice about it. I ran him down the dump a couple weeks ago. I could take a ride over and just talk to his mother.
Yeah.
She's gonna make the decision.
final decision,
I can
right.
go and see Marion, that's not a problem.
Very good.
All right, does anybody have a problem if I take the spacing out between the roads? So it doesn't take up 3 pages?
Take the what?
Or so
Yeah.
it doesn't take up 2 pages, 2.5 pages?
Oh, yeah.
There's no reason for it to really be double spaced.
No.
That's fine.
Yeah, that could, yeah, don't really need to be.
Because that just shrinks it down to 17 pages instead of, or 16 pages instead of 17 now.
Just another 3.
Well, and can we delete the space?
Nope.
Because that would help with it being 2.5 pages. It's just like,
Yeah.
Just reduce the font down would take care of that.
Yeah, but it's already down at, the font's already down at 11, so we can just move it up a little bit.
Yep.
Got it. Done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ta-da.
Would be, basically 42.3 miles.
Let's just change the pagination on everything.
I think we got it, haven't we?
I believe we have.
done? Yay! No, not yet. No.
Ah.
But this one we are. Nice try. Oh, next. We're scheduled till due. And these. Oh. So are we setting another workshop for the rest of the contract?
Well, yes, but we're still gonna have to do more policy and everything else, but I'm gonna be gone next week. I'll be out of state. But I'll have my computer with me so I can at least on my downtime be playing with the contracts and making suggested changes, and then maybe the week after I get back. I got long plane rides. I got nothing better to do on the airplane. Gives me something to do.
You're reading my mind.
Hmm?
Let's see.
I will ask
I
that-
stopped doing that, taking my laptop.
I will say that with July, we should be able to do them before the regular board meeting, so we don't have to do Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, but we have, on the 7th, we've got public hearing. On the 14th, don't we have something else?
No, that's during the regular board meeting, because that's for the, contract, to come back, the bids. So that's during the regular board meeting.
Oh, it was the 21st that we said.
Yep, so 21st is special town meeting, but we still have the 14th that you guys could do before the meeting, and the 28th. And then August. But we
Still got a
also-
moratorium meeting on the 21st?
Special, yep.
Special town meeting.
6 PM and a select board at 7.
Yeah, because that's, the moratorium. Because we have
also have to, we've got to start putting a warrant together for, we will include the moratorium for other expenditures we get coming up.
Well, it's on the agenda for tonight, and I have the article for the moratorium written up already.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna, okay, yeah. All right. Yes, I mean, after the 7th, we should be able to do this stuff before the Tuesday meetings. And even if we, yeah. Thank you.
Are we all set with the contract, or?
Yep.
are we still going over it?
Yes, let me get it sent. Hang on. Let me save this, and I was just fixing pagination, sorry.
So I did mark out on my list, at least, some of the policies that I'll be looking to see to go through. We want to do that.
All right.
That way, we should try to get as many done as possible because they do need all of them to be done for
All right, Courtney, road plowing.
like, so like the notary public one, that one is super simple and super straightforward. It's number 11 on the list.
So Courtney, when you get a chance, can you send me the other 2 plowing contracts
Yeah,
in
I'll do that
the
tomorrow.
Word version?
I'll do that tomorrow.
Just so I can pull over.
So we get the notary one out of the way, you wanna?
Yeah, so number 11, it's literally just the one page, and I mean, it's stayed the same for years. So.
Good to me.
All right, hang on, which one are we looking at? I was.
11.
Number 11. Trying to make it easy.
I like your clips.
And my pile messed up last week, I was all screwed up.
I know, I was like, I'm gonna number
Yeah, this is
them.
much better.
Yeah, so much better.
Yes.
I was like, why did I do this last week?
All right.
So number 11 is basically just this.
I don't see anything wrong with it.
So,
Give
do
us
we
a-
wanna say reviewed and approved?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so that one's out of the way.
Another easy one?
Next easy one?
Easy one?
Next is the one, the privacy policy, number 13.
You know, the fire marshal, Office of the Fire Marshal thing, there's really nothing for us to do on that because that's still that's state code. I mean, that's
Which one, the privacy policy?
this federal and state fireworks laws and regulations.
Oh, yeah, that's state mandated, so.
So that one, I think, stays state mandated. Does anybody else disagree? Number
What number
4?
was that?
Number 4.
Hard, jumping around.
Yeah, there's no getting around that one. It's-
At this point, I have these numbers memorized.
Clearly.
Hey, I can keep myself and y'all in country.
State mandated, I mean,
Yeah,
what's
it's
the change?
state
You can't
mandated.
change it.
So, I mean, I don't even think we have to do anything with that.
No,
No.
so it's just, some of these are just, you guys
Yeah. Appreciate that.
Good to go on that one.
You back on 13?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get that out.
On the memo?
13 is the
Oh.
privacy policy.
Oh, I was looking at 15, sorry.
Just redo this a little bit, make that privacy policy a little bit bigger, the center of the page.
So you can see it?
Yeah,
Have you guys actually sign it?
the font on this is pretty small. Why is that that bad, but.
What are there?
Respect the privacy.
Does our website collect cookies?
No?
I don't know. That would be a jail question.
Gail? Does our website take cookies? Does it grab?
As I clean them up.
Okay, we don't save them, we don't, okay. I just wanted to make sure.
That's spam you're talking about.
Huh?
Yeah. I was talking about.
Oh. Okay, so yeah, that's fine. How do we want to document this one at the bottom? Reviewed, I would just put reviewed June 28, 26.
Well, I mean, I can put signatures at the bottom of it, make it bigger,
Yeah.
and then you guys.
Yeah, but then it's going to be a 2-page policy.
Oh, there's plenty of room there.
Hey,
You got plenty of room at the top already.
I'm
Okay.
good at.
Fair, okay, you take care of that. You fix it.
Let her do her magic to it.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, so I will have that for tomorrow night, so you guys can approve to sign it.
Thank you.
All right, so,
Huh?
Charlie, not the boss. I'm not the boss, I'm just trying to keep everybody.
All right, harassment policy. And can we look at 6 for a minute?
Oh, yeah, that was one of the short ones that was
Okay, this addresses, that, the harassment at work by anyone, including supervisors, coworkers, visitors. How are we going to enforce harassment by visitors? Because we can't terminate them.
Well,
Somebody is visiting the building and they're causing problems, then you need to, that's got nothing, that would be, we'd have to
call the state police.
Call the state police and then escort it out.
Well, I'm just feeling, because, it's immediate and appropriate action will be taken, blah, 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 blah. Okay, last paragraph. If the validity of the complainant cannot be determined, immediate and appropriate action will be taken to assure that all parties are reacquainted with this sexual harassment policy. It's not a sexual harassment policy, it's a harassment, which includes that.
Yeah.
So I think we need to just, with this harassment policy.
So, we're gonna say, immediate and appropriate action will be taken to ensure that all parties are reacquainted with this harassment policy.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So we just gotta make sure my notes are correct, so I can take care of this one. And then, other than that, are there any changes that need to be made?
I don't think so.
Other than the signatures, since you guys are.
Right. Yeah. So just reviewed and revised on.
Yeah, and then you guys will just, I have on the agenda for tomorrow night to approve the ones that we discussed with the changes.
Right.
So,
Okay.
all of the changes will be made in the first hour.
I'm gonna clock you on that.
Oh, go for it.
Wow.
So, that one's all set. So another one that I was looking at, table and chair policy, number 18. That one is literally one sentence.
I mean, number 16 is pretty short too, not gonna lie.
16 and 18 are short. Very short.
Oh, so 17.
So if we want to just do 16, 17, 18, we can get those out of it.
Yeah, I think that would be good. Do you guys have any problem with that?
None.
Okay, 16.
I think 16 could be
You know,
reviewed and approved and new names, or the date.
Well, do you want me to change the selectmen on there?
you know one thing I noticed last winter?
Yes.
And that's, some people, I don't think are following the directions for putting their mailboxes up, the height or anything
Oh,
else.
probably not.
I see a lot of them, I know my neighbor across the street from the golf course, he had one, cleaned it right off at the top of the
Right, but
post.
if they're doing the measurements from the ground, and if we have buildup of snow where the plow's going, packed buildup, if they're not getting down to the ground, it's gonna raise the plow up, which is gonna take out the mailboxes if they put it too short. If they put it right at that minimum.
I always make them higher.
Yeah.
Something, maybe we ought to make an announcement at the beginning of the snow season, just alerting everybody, actually before the ground freezes, saying, you know, go out and check your mailbox, because if it gets hit and you're within the town right away, and it's not up to the standard for the post office, plus give yourself a little bit. If it gets hit, it's not our problem.
I know when I was here the first time, I would put this in with the announcements to be read before the snow started. So do like the month before and have it every week, just so everybody knows this is our policy for the town folks. But also add in there, like, pay attention to
Or
your
just
mailbox.
refer to this Because I think it's a good reminder for people too, as far as, people that are plowing driveways. They tend to push snow into the roads and not clean it up.
And this will be posted on the website.
Yeah. So maybe during snow season, that can be like,
Everybody that doesn't watch all of the above gets their mailbox hit.
they didn't watch a meeting, they didn't watch.
Set off high, and if it's too high, the postal service will let you know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so,
That one's good.
yes.
16 is good.
They don't even bother to stop them, they just keep going by.
That one's good. All right, 17 next.
That's pretty self-explanatory.
As far as with the subscription, since this program started, I'm going to say I have received one. That is all. I got one envelope once for the fire department subscription thing that's supposed to be mailed out annually. And I never received it after that.
There's a whole pile of them on
I know that, but if we're going to put in here that it's going to be mailed to every household, I think we should,
Do it.
or call the select board's office or come pick one up at the office. Add wording that the forms can also be picked up if they don't receive them by December 1st.
Yeah, are available at the select board's office.
there. Yeah, that's good.
All right, so is that going under mailing?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
So subscription and ambulance enrollment forms will be mailed to each household on or about November 15th annually, if not returned by December 1st.
No, not returned. If you don't receive one by December 1st,
Contact.
please pick one up at the selectman's office so that they can be returned by January 1st, or before, whatever the deadline is.
So if not received by December 1st, pick one up at select board office.
Yes. And then review and revised.
And that will be,
All right, policy for table and chair use.
I think this one's so long.
Are we talking for the use of the room downstairs? They don't get to use the tables and chairs?
So some people will ask to, like,
Rent them and take them off premises?
Yeah.
for here in the Bricktown Hall.
Okay, so
They were, I don't.
for off-premise use. Can we add for off-premise use? Because it kind of looks like if you're renting one of the rooms, you're not going to get the tables and chairs. That's how I'm,
Okay, so it shall be the policy of the town of Limerick to not loan or rent the town-owned tables and/or chairs for off-premise use.
correct. Is everybody okay with that one?
Yep.
Reviewed and revised, blah, blah. Is that it? Town rental what's number 20? How bad is 20?
Do you want to do number 7, which is hearing the citizens? That one's kind of short.
Number what? 7?
Yeah, 7. It's the hearing the citizens one. I don't know if you want to read that one, or-
Do we have to? Eight and 9 too. 7, 8, 9, maybe. Wait, what?
So we're looking at 7, right?
Yep.
Okay, so it says the Board of Selectpersons encourages citizens of the town of Limerick to attend board meetings conducted at the town office. Should that be municipal building?
I mean, this is the town office, but because we have the brick town hall and the municipal building, I know when I was new here, that was really confusing for me.
I'd just take town office out and say municipal building.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I know when people say town hall, I think of Main Street.
Yep.
It's
Right.
Municipal building, I think here.
Yeah. And if you look up
And we don't-
town hall, you get that one, not this one.
Just put it in the next one, the next line, if the Monday falls on a holiday.
Oh,
just
yeah.
put-
yeah,
So swap it to Tuesday, to Wednesday.
and then Tuesday's.
I mean, or we could change it to a Monday. So that we're not going to Wednesday. If a holiday fall, like if Veterans Day falls on a Tuesday, we could have it the day before. Or do we want to have a set, it just automatically moves to the next day?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, fine, Tuesday to Wednesday.
So
If the, yep, falls on a holiday, it will be Wednesday. So the hearing of citizens is supposed to be, we're supposed to allot 10 minutes. Do we want to take that out, or do we want to start upholding that?
It was 5 minutes, most places are 3 minutes.
yep, exactly.
And I know that I've signed something since then, it's not 10 minutes, it's 5 minutes.
Well, I'm thinking, my thinking is the whole segment. Once that 10 minutes is up, that's it. But that's not fair to people who are long-winded.
No,
Well, if we still give them the opportunity to talk over the, the nights of discussions, if you still give them that at the end of it, then I would think that, there's no way they need 10 minutes.
We've seen-
Well, we took that
seen
away,
A lot
though.
of repetition.
Yeah.
We took away that second agenda because they were using that for other. So
Hearing
last
of
week,
citizens is-
we got rid of that one, but
I mean, it's also at the discretion of the board too.
I mean, do we want to say, limited to 2 minutes per person?
the legislature, and if you go to a workshop before the legislature, before a committee, a workshop is 5 minutes, and then when it comes out of workshop, it goes to a hearing, it's 3 minutes. People should have their self prepared to make their statement in a timely manner.
So exceed 5 minutes.
Is that per person or?
No, so that 10 minutes means for the whole hearing of citizens.
Right.
We have 10 minutes to do it, and if we've got
I thought it
6
was,
people in there.
I misunderstood.
and you give 5 minutes apiece, then someone's not gonna be able to talk, you can't do that.
right.
But
Yeah, I was misunderstood.
So are we gonna leave it at 10 minutes, the whole segment to be at 10 minutes? And depending on, I mean, a lot of it's just gonna have to be control and stopping the fighting.
no, I mean, a lot of the time we don't even, we're gonna have a stopwatch, Well, like I said, a lot of towns, instead of giving somebody 5 minutes, a lot of them are only 3 minutes.
Yep. Okay, so let's go 3 minutes. Shall not exceed 3 minutes
Mm-hmm.
at the end of that paragraph.
Like I say, it encourages the citizens to be prepared with their material when they get here.
And not just heated discussion.
Not
We're gonna
rambling.
keep the
Emotional.
10 minutes in place.
Yep. 10-minute total, but
Yeah, but what happens if you got 3 minutes and you got 6 people, then we're gonna go over the 10 minutes.
we are, but that's where we are gonna have to keep control and, you know, it'll be our discretion if we need to extend it because, you know, people are
More
actually bringing
citizens.
valid, there's more people that need to say something. But if people just want to get up and point fingers, blame, argue, fight,
That
3
does,
minutes is more than.
it
that's
does
where
leave
we
us a
have to.
window to end the discussion at 10 minutes. If it
Right, if
gets-
it's not getting anywhere.
gets carried away and not going anywhere, right?
Because everybody, you know, I mean, everybody does deserve to be heard.
So are we keeping it like that, or are we?
3 minutes. Yep, yep.
Okay, so the 3 minutes is staying, the 10 minutes.
Yeah, because number 3 even says 3 minutes per speaker.
That's right, okay, back up here. The hearing segment is limited to 3 minutes?
No, 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Okay.
So, the 3 minutes, there's 2 different times on here. There's the 10 minutes for the full segment, and then the 5 minutes that got changed to 3 for each person. So the 10 minutes is staying, and then the 5 is going to 3,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
But then turn the page, and number 2,
So why are we doing 10 on the first?
10 is for the full segment. Or do we want to just take that out?
The old Chris principle comes into being right here, as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, really, the first segment, the first paragraph is kind of irrelevant because if we do have 6 people, then we're breaking the policy.
Yep.
If we don't, then we just don't use,
Well, we take the 5 minutes out, leave it 3 minutes, because it already, like you said, it already says on page 2 that it's 3 minutes in here too.
right, so
Right.
why even have that first paragraph, though?
Why are we having, I don't know why we're having 10 minutes, because I mean, Christ, 3 minutes, you get up there talking, that's.
I mean, we could
you
just
can
have
get
that
your
first
point across
sentence
in
in.
3
No,
minutes.
that's the amount of people. So it's 3 minutes for one. So
Right,
that would
good.
give roughly 3 people.
3 people's 9 minutes.
But what if you have 6 people show up that want to talk?
Right.
Show up.
So that strike that from there.
So, I mean, really, the first sentence of number 1,
You really can't limit it to 10 minutes.
mm-mm.
If there's 6 people that want to talk and they want 3 minutes apiece,
You can't say, sorry, you're not going to get to talk.
No.
So keep number 1 at just the first sentence, delete the rest?
Mhm.
of that paragraph?
Okay, so we're just, number one will be, there will be one hearing of citizen segment at each regularly scheduled select board's meeting at the beginning of each meeting after department reports are complete.
Period, end of story.
The rest of it.
Yep.
goes
Comes
on.
out.
Yep.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so is that all the changes you wanted to make on that one?
Yes. Page 2.
I mean, number 3, we haven't really been enforcing.
Didn't we change the agenda policy for Friday at noon instead of because in number 3, it says to be on the agenda once you contact the select board admin prior to Wednesday noon before the Monday select board's meeting. Didn't we change that to Friday on
I thought it was Friday.
Friday. Yep, Friday.
Yep. Good catch.
Before the Tuesday,
Yep, that was a good catch.
or before the regular.
Yeah.
Just say regular. Yeah.
Yep.
Can we bold the last sentence? Can we bold the last sentence of number 3?
Do we want to bold that last sentence? The hearing of citizens segment is not an appropriate time to request an interpretation and or decision of the select board.
A little sentence over there can go on and on for an hour or better. I said that one little sentence right there can make us go a long time. And if you don't have all the backup information on it,
And if they want comprehensive, detailed information, and they haven't submitted anything,
If they don't have, if they haven't submitted anything, that leaves us unprepared like we have been so
right,
many
that's why,
times.
that's why I'm saying, that, do we want to bold that last sentence?
Yeah.
So it sticks out. Because we have these available on the table, right, for every meeting?
Yep. Yeah,
And then in the paragraph 4, it's got the Wednesday and Monday again. So Friday and regular.
number 4,
Mhm.
the board's attention to the select board administrator no later than
Yep,
noon before the Tuesday
yep,
or the next regularly scheduled meeting.
yep, no later than Friday noon before the regular meeting of the next week.
For the next meeting. Okay, so how's that gonna read? No later than Friday noon before the,
Regular, regular select board meeting.
Okay.
Are there any other changes?
Yeah, number 6, the last word, personal, that should be bold also.
Provided they do not become personal. I mean, number 7 is part of our announcements. All right. So amended and ta-da, ta-da.
Is everybody else set, so?
Yep.
Yep.
Do we want to look at number 8? I don't know that this one's going to need to change.
Let's keep it.
I mean, that's just more of a CEO kind of thing.
Well, I've seen number 8 being used before where they actually had to go up and terminate a mic.
Hmm?
Someone,
What?
number 8.
Oh, are you still on the hearing of policies? I mean, hearing
Yeah.
of people? Oh. Number 8, what?
Yeah, okay. Whatever.
It means you gotta take control.
Okay, we're good with that one.
Are we on number 8 now?
I mean, this is something I think Stan should look at maybe.
Yep.
This is all,
Can you flag this for Stan to see if he would suggest any updates to it? Because he's the one that's taking the courses on code and,
and he knows firsthand.
Yeah, definitely let him do it.
I just think it would be more appropriate.
Mhm.
The public library, number 9. I think this one would be a good one for Cindy to actually review and see if she would propose any changes. If not, then we can sign off on it as reviewed and accepted. My personal opinion.
I would second that.
I agree.
Also, probably one of the ones that you guys should discuss, because we did make changes to it already, is the purchase policy, to get that one out of the way.
Which one?
I don't know that we have enough time because we're almost out of time.
Yeah,
But it is one that we did make changes to.
We started to, but then we realized that we need to put that together with.
Yeah, I made the changes.
Right, right, yeah. No, but then we need to make, oh, you made the changes with the, with,
Yeah, with combining it.
What number is that?
So number.
with the credit card?
14.
But you should probably get that so we can, so you guys can approve it,
Yep,
because you guys did make those changes.
okay.
We just weren't, you guys weren't gonna vote on this last week, we just got stuff all,
Right, because we needed to add in the credit card with it and get rid of the credit card separate one.
which I did.
Okay, thank you.
you guys did with this one was change, combining the, credit card in this one on the
Right.
second page.
So the change was in the credit card one. I forgot what it was.
Yeah.
So you guys decided to take the credit card one, take most of that information and put it into the purchase policy.
Oh, okay.
So the credit card and the purchase policy became one.
Yes.
So the changes I made on the purchase policy to include the credit card is on page 2. So those are the changes that. Seriously, if I'm talking too much, I'm
No, no,
Looks
you're
to
good.
me.
I'm glad that you can explain what you did.
That's awesome.
You don't leave it for us to figure out. It's efficient.
Yeah, that was great. Oh,
I don't want to make your guys' lives difficult, so.
we like Reader's Digest. We don't like, Botanica.
I try to do my best.
All right, I like it as revised. I like having it in there.
I do also.
So, alright, so that one will be approved tomorrow, and then, yeah, because we've got 10 minutes left, so I don't know if you guys want to stop now, or.
Do we want to look at the TAN? Number 19?
Speaking of which, do we know did that paperwork come through today? Do you know?
What, for the tan?
Not that I know.
I asked about it, she said we were all set, but I didn't see.
Well, yeah, well, we don't have any paperwork.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Said they were supposed to be sending it over.
So, Courtney, you ready? You got your pen ready?
Hit me with it.
Third line, time to time during the fiscal year ending December 31st, comma, like not just December 31, 31st, get rid of the year, in the principal amount or amounts not exceeding, do we want to increase that? Because costs are going up. And when this was done,
We're at, what,
we didn't even,
2.5 now, right?
yep. I mean, I don't want to, and this has to be reviewed every year, but
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, maybe it's all set, that figure's all set for this year.
But if we're reviewing it next summer and we already need to take out a tax anticipation note, in less than a year,
Well, the date is wrong.
what?
Yeah, he's
We're-
talking
Town
about
of
the
Limerick,
2023.
2023.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to take out all the years. I mean, it's,
This amount was established in '23.
3 years ago.
Right. So,
Do we want to just bump it up to 3 and then hopefully, because if we don't use it, it doesn't cost the town anything.
and it's in the policy. So if it does, if some catastrophic situation occurs,
But it does say not to exceed,
and
so.
it's in the policy,
Yeah.
we can.
Right.
It's,
So do we want to change that to 3?
I would feel more comfortable.
Yeah,
Alright, so
we'll see.
moving
Same thing.
that to 3.
Yeah. Shall be designated Town of Limerick blank tax anticipation notes. 2000 whatever. 2000 blank, blank.
since this is updated.
Down where it says December 31st, 2023 again, just December 31st.
Where it says, be further ordered that the treasurer of the town authorize that, it should say they.
Where?
Where it says, be it further ordered that the treasurer of the town is hereby authorized to award the notes to such person or entity as he,
/ she / it.
they,
They.
they deem appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah, they deem appropriate.
What? And I'm gonna apologize right now. I'm used to everything going he, she, it, because we deal with he, she's, and companies a lot, entities, not thinking treasurer, so.
All right, well then put he / she then.
No, that was perfect. I was just clarifying why I said it, because that could be taken in an inappropriate way.
Are there any other changes?
Reviewed and accepted, or reviewed and amended?
Yeah, reviewed and amended. Yeah.
This,
Will be in your package.
okay,
Oh,
perfect.
goody.
Wait, which one was that? Tax anticipation.
So we got through
11.
we got through 12 of them.
Okay, let's take a motion to get out of here. Good night, folks.
Night.
So we can,
Take a motion, we can
All right.
adjourn tonight's meeting.
second?
All in favor? Good night.